When we think of a sinful country, our minds often jump to places like Las Vegas, with its neon lights and casinos, or Amsterdam, famous for its red light district and liberal attitudes. Maybe you picture the wild parties of Ibiza, where the night never seems to end. These cities have become global symbols of indulgence, excess, and the pursuit of pleasure at any cost. But what if sin isn't just about vice or breaking taboos? What if it's also about relentless ambition, the hunger for status, or the pressures of a society that never slows down? In today's world, sin can mean chasing material success, being swept up in consumerism, or feeling the weight of expectations in a rapidly changing society. It's about the temptations and struggles that come with modern life, not just the obvious vices. Through that lens, China emerges as a surprising and fascinating candidate for the world's most sinful country. Not because of casinos or nightclubs, but because of the sheer scale of its transformation and the new desires it has unleashed. Stereotypes often paint China as a land caught between two extremes: ancient traditions rooted in Confucian values, and a hyper-capitalist society racing toward the future. It's a place where centuries-old temples stand beside luxury malls and where old customs meet the latest trends. The truth, though, is far more complex. China is a society in flux, caught between millennia of history and the dizzying pace of modernity. Every day, people navigate a world where tradition and innovation collide, and where the pressure to succeed can feel overwhelming. As a storyteller, my work has always been about looking past the headlines and stereotypes to find the real human stories. I want to understand what life is truly like for ordinary people, how they dream, struggle, and adapt in a country that's changing faster than almost anywhere else on Earth. China's economic miracle has lifted hundreds of millions from poverty, creating new opportunities and aspirations, but it's also unleashed new desires, anxieties, and behaviors. Some that look a lot like the sins of the West, and others that are uniquely Chinese. The pursuit of wealth, status, and success has become a driving force, but it comes with its own set of challenges and contradictions. To understand China in 2025 is to explore this tension, a clash between old and new, between collective values and individual ambition. It's a society where the definition of sin is constantly evolving, shaped by both global influences and local realities. From the outside, this clash can look chaotic, even sinful, but inside, it's a story of adaptation, resilience, and hope. So, is China truly the world's most sinful country? Maybe that's the wrong question. What matters more is understanding the forces shaping people's lives, and the choices they make every day as they navigate a world in transition. The real story isn't about sin or virtue, it's about the lives, dreams, and contradictions of China's people. It's about families striving for a better future, young people searching for meaning, and communities holding on to tradition while embracing change. By the end of this journey, we'll have a richer, more human understanding of a country that's not just reshaping itself, but also the world we all share. The concept of sin isn't universal, it's shaped by culture and history. In the West, sin is often about individual vice. In China, shaped by Confucianism and other philosophies, it's about failing in one's duty to family or society. Today, China blends these worldviews. Traditional shame over social disharmony meets Western-style consumerism and status-seeking. The definition of sin in modern China is constantly shifting, negotiated at the intersection of tradition and radical change. The most interesting questions arise in this cultural collision. For many urban professionals in China, life is defined by the relentless grind, long hours, fierce competition, and the ever-present pressure to succeed. The city never truly sleeps, and neither do its workers. Each morning, millions pour into office towers, fueled by ambition and the hope of a better future, but weighed down by the expectations of family, society, and themselves. The 996 work culture, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week, still shapes daily life, even if it's officially discouraged. Many companies quietly expect employees to stay late, and the unspoken rule is that dedication is measured by time spent at your desk. The commute home is often just as exhausting as the workday itself, with crowded subways and endless traffic jams. This relentless drive has fueled China's economic rise, but at a steep human cost: burnout, anxiety, and a sense of being trapped in a never-ending rat race. Many workers find themselves sacrificing personal time, relationships, and even their health in pursuit of elusive success. The pressure to keep up can feel overwhelming, leaving little room for rest or reflection. The buzzword is involution, a cycle where everyone works harder just to stay in place with no real progress. It's a feeling of running on a treadmill that never stops, where effort doesn't always translate into advancement or satisfaction. The competition is so intense that even small mistakes can feel catastrophic. In response, some young people are pushing back, embracing the philosophy of lying flat, opting out of the race entirely. They choose a simpler life, rejecting the endless pursuit of promotions and material success. For them, happiness means slowing down, spending time with friends, and finding meaning outside of work. Yet, ambition also brings innovation and social mobility. For every story of burnout, there's one of success against the odds. Young entrepreneurs launching startups, teams celebrating breakthroughs, and individuals climbing the ladder through sheer determination. The drive to achieve can open doors and transform lives, fueling China's rapid transformation. But the real sin may be a system that values productivity over well-being, where people are seen as resources rather than individuals. The relentless focus on output and efficiency often leaves little space for creativity, rest, or genuine human connection. As a result, health crises, both mental and physical, are on the rise. Young adults crowd hospital waiting rooms and counseling centers, seeking help for stress, insomnia, and depression. The toll of overwork is becoming impossible to ignore, with more people speaking openly about their struggles. The tension between striving and surviving defines the modern Chinese workplace. Every day is a balancing act between ambition and exhaustion, between dreams of success and the reality of daily stress. Workers juggle deadlines, performance reviews, and the constant fear of falling behind. In 2025, the cost of success is higher than ever. As China continues to evolve, the question remains, can a new balance be found between ambition and well-being, or will the price of progress keep rising? When the workday finally ends, the pursuit of escape begins in earnest. For millions of young professionals, the transition from the office to the city's vibrant streets is almost ritualistic, a collective exhale after hours of pressure and deadlines. Shopping has become a national pastime, but it's more than just buying things. Malls in China are sprawling entertainment complexes, filled with dazzling lights, themed restaurants, and interactive experiences. Live streamers transform e-commerce into a spectacle, blending shopping with performance art and social interaction. Digital worlds offer another form of escape. China leads the globe in online gaming and social media immersion, with millions logging in daily to compete, connect, and create virtual identities. For many, these platforms are not just entertainment, they're a parallel universe where stress can be left behind. Script murder games and blind box collectibles provide novelty and a break from daily stress. These trends tap into a desire for surprise, creativity, and a sense of adventure, offering a playful escape from routine. The relentless search for entertainment and consumption can sometimes look like gluttony or greed from the outside, but for many, it's a necessary coping mechanism, a way to reclaim joy and agency in a fast-paced, demanding society. In a high-pressure environment, these escapes are vital release valves. Karaoke rooms, cozy cafes, and late-night hangouts become sanctuaries where stress melts away, if only for a few hours. These moments offer more than distraction. They foster connection, spark imagination, and restore a sense of control that's often missing from work life. Whether this is sinful indulgence or rational survival depends on your perspective. For some, it's a necessary balance, for others, a sign of excess. In the end, China's leisure culture is as intense, dynamic, and innovative as its work culture, each fueling the other in a society that never truly rests. In 2025 China, love and relationships are shaped by social pressure and economic reality. Marriage markets still thrive, with parents advertising their children's credentials. Dating apps are everywhere, but profiles read like resumes. Income and property matter as much as personality. For many, marriage is a pragmatic partnership, sometimes even a cooperative arrangement for social or financial convenience. Virtual companions, AI chatbots, and virtual idols offer a safe, low-pressure alternative to real relationships. Is this transactional view of love sinful? Maybe, but it's also a practical response to a hyper-competitive society. For many, securing a stable future is the ultimate responsibility. The lines between love, duty, and financial security are more blurred than ever. In China, wealth is about more than comfort, it's about status, security, and face. Luxury brands and conspicuous consumption are everywhere, fueled by a desire to prove success after decades of hardship. Social media amplifies the pressure, with curated images of lavish lifestyles, driving envy and competition. For older generations, wealth means security for their children. For the young, it's freedom and control over their lives. The Chinese dream is now about accumulating wealth, not just stability. Is this greed, or just a natural stage of development? The motivations are complex, rooted in history, trauma, and hope for a better life. Beyond the headlines, China's full of surprises. Religion and spirituality are quietly resurging, especially among stressed millennials. The demographic crisis looms, with a shrinking workforce and low birth rates threatening the future. Online, creative subcultures thrive. Feminist movements, LGBTQ+ groups, and niche fandoms find ways to exist within censorship. Personal services are hyper-professionalized. You can hire someone for almost any task. This hyper-monetization of life reflects a society obsessed with efficiency and convenience. China is not a monolith. It's a patchwork of contradictions, creativity, and quiet resistance. The real story is in these hidden layers. China isn't a monolith of obedient citizens. Dissent exists, expressed through satire, coded language, and passive resistance. Tradition hasn't vanished, it adapts and coexists with modernity. From Lunar New Year to traditional Chinese medicine, spirituality is alive, blending superstition and ancient beliefs with high-tech life. The joyless drone worker stereotype is false. Parks are filled with retirees dancing, and cities buzz with laughter and connection. Chinese people pursue joy and meaning alongside relentless work. The blend of old and new, resistance and adaptation, defines daily life. Myths about China miss the vibrant, complex reality. The truth is far more interesting. So, is China the world's most sinful country? If you use a narrow Western lens, probably not. But if sin includes relentless materialism, work-life imbalance, and status anxiety, China is a fascinating case. The real sins play out in office towers and shopping malls, not back alleys. Outsiders see surveillance and luxury, but miss the nuance, quiet protest, spiritual searching, and daily joys. Chinese people feel both pride and exhaustion, navigating dizzying change. China is a nation of contradictions, ancient and futuristic, collectivist and individualist, proud and anxious. To call it sinful oversimplifies a deeply human story. In the end, China is a mirror, reflecting the struggles and hopes of our modern world.